Hello, I'm Karen Burson from Hamilton 8 Local. That's a project of Environment Hamilton, and we are in the kitchen of Dundurn Castle. We're here in the basement with Historic Kitchen
Yes.
Coordinator Janet Kronick. Hi, Janet.
Hi.
So what are you making for us today?
Well, we're going to do something very much with the season, as are a lot of wonderful vegetables you can grow in your garden. But at this time of year, in the fall, you've got apples that are going to grow. It's time to go apple picking, and it's a wonderful adventure to go on with your family. And we have heirloom apple trees growing in our garden, and the flavors are wonderful. And people are often turned off by small blemishes and stuff in fruits, and that's not necessary, because as you see, when you start to peel it off, the fruit inside is just beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
No worries at all. If you don't like that look on the outside, have faith. If they've got a pretty big divot in them, dig it out. Don't assume that the apple isn't worth anything just because it's not perfect. Nature isn't perfect.
Exactly.
And this food is just delicious.
Well, it's the flavor really that counts, isn't it?
That's right. Oh, I took your job away from you, Karen. I went ahead and peeled the whole darn thing.
That's okay. I like this peeler, though. I wonder how old that is.
It's looks really old, but it's not an antique. They don't let me play with the antiques at the castle. I'll get fired if I do that. I have the reproduction pieces that they look old, but they're not old. So everything here looks really good, but it's young. It's young, like us.
Like us.
Right? So we're going to make an apple pie, and we're adding a special ingredient in it. I won't tell you right away.
Okay.
Maybe you can slice up some of the apples.
Sure.
I'll roll out the pastry.
All right.
And again, you can buy pastry at the store. They have it in the frozen section. And you can roll it out. Whatever surface you're working on, put a little flour, because it'll stick if you don't have some flour on there. And put flour on your pastry, put flour on the rolling pin. Oh, what a great job you're doing cutting those apples.
And I love the idea of being able to buy the pastry. I mean, even high-end chefs will use prepared pastry to save time.
They don't like to admit it, but they do. Where's my pie plate? I had a pretty, there it is. My lovely assistant, Simon. Hi, Garcon, is going to come and bring me this pie plate. This is a really nice looking
Thank you.
plate, too.
Yeah.
So you can roll it over. All this is probably thick enough to work with, just with my hands. I'll use the technique. And again, you can make this in any shape you want. You can make them in turnovers if you like. If you don't have a pie plate, you can make it in a deep dish, whatever kind of baking vessel you want.
Okay.
And just trim it off the sides.
You look like you've done this before.
I've done it before. Oh,
I
I've
thought
gotten
so.
lopsided in there too. It got heavy.
But what a great way of using fruit that might otherwise not be eaten. I understand that Hamilton's fruit tree project comes around and picks apples here on
Aren't they great?
Castle.
I think it's wonderful. They come over here, they pick our stuff. They'll go anywhere. If you've got fruit trees or anything, they'll come and pick them up for you. And because a lot of us have a hard time getting everything done. So this is more of a savory apple pie. I've got some sliced apples, and I forgot to put lemon in, so they changed color, but it doesn't matter. We're going to cook them. You want to throw some of your apple slices in as a first layer?
Alrighty.
This is easy to do.
It's very easy.
So here's the magic ingredient that everyone's going to be so surprised about. But if you have ham at your dinner, a nice ham, would you serve it with some apple something, some apple sauce?
Applesauce,
Wouldn't that be
maybe
great?
some baked apples. Are you
So
putting?
how about some back bacon or some pork of any version that you like? Ham, bacon, get the real bacon, fat bacon if you want. And we'll slice some of these up. Let's slice some of
I'll
these
slice
up.
them up, sort of long, thin slices?
Yeah, I'd like to put them in whole, but it makes it very difficult to cut the pie after and you get these long pieces sticking out. So I'll put a layer in at this level. You can make it really pretty. I've actually seen this recipe done where the lattice on the top of the pie is actually made with bacon.
Now that would take some time.
Instead of with pastry. Well, isn't that good? I'll put a few more apples in. And the seasonings on this one, some people like to put the seasonings right in with the apples in the bowl and mix them all up. But the seasonings with this one are allspice and pepper and salt. And I need some salt. Oh, lovely assistant, there's a brown crock on the other table. So we'll put a little pepper in. Don't be afraid, because remember, we eat pork definitely in a savory manner. This is just sweetened with apple, and pork and apple are an excellent, excellent combination.
This is such a surprising pie.
It's absolutely delicious. You can chop things up very small if you want. You can leave them big like I just did. Any way you prefer. A little bit of salt.
The spices smell incredible.
Aren't they nice?
It just makes me think of the fall.
This is very much, and pork is definitely something for the fall because that's when they would slaughter a pig, break it up, pickle it, season it, whatever they would do, dry it, and then you cover this with another pastry on the top. And I put this in front of you.
Very good.
You are also my other lovely assistant, did I forgot to mention.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
I think that's it.
Okay.
But this is a really wonderful pie. You're going to bake it at about 375, probably for an hour, depending on your apples. Some apples are juicier than others, and they create more juice. You can add a little butter. You can add a little flour if they're very juicy. This might fit. I like making a lattice, but this will work. And we'll pinch the sides. Oh, I didn't leave enough of a rim.
I think you've got enough there.
I do have a pretty one ready. I have a pretty one ready. By the magic of television, the pretty one will arrive as if we've already baked it. We have already baked it.
Now this one's pretty in its own special way.
It is. And this is a very simple way. I should have left a bit of a lip. Some people like to pre-bake the initial pastry inside. Don't forget to cut some holes.
Why would you do that, Janet?
Let some heat escape, otherwise the pie will burst in the wrong places where you least expect it to.
That is really good to know.
An egg wash.
Egg wash?
Some sugar on top would make it extra pretty too.
Ooh, yes, shiny.
And bring it over here, Simon. Sorry. Is it hot? It's hot.
Look at that.
Isn't that nice?
Ooh, a pastry
That's a
lattice.
little
Very
prettier, isn't it?
nice. Oh, I can't wait to try it. This is beautiful presentation, but what is this green vegetable?
A green vegetable. These are chards, and they're growing in our garden. This is a ruby chard, and there's a green and white one. You can get these at the store. They're fantastic. You probably look at them and go, what am I doing with this? Chop them up, fry them in butter. They taste really great, and why not serve it with a pork and apple pie?
So versatile. Thank you so much, Janet.
You're very welcome.
And thank you for watching, and we'll be back at the Dundurn Castle Kitchen sometime soon with Hamilton Life.